Freaked out as soon as I heard it on the news. We live clear over on the east side, and I flew over here as fast as I could.
Terrified parents like Angela Whited hugged their children in tearful reunions after the lockdown was over at Merrill Middle School.
I was hoping that it wouldn't happen like other schools and everybody would get hurt, but everybody, I guess, is fine.
It all started around 2 p.m. as students and parents were getting ready for a school Halloween party. A student's mother and father started arguing.
Came in the door, wanted her to leave with him. When she declined, he made some comment about possibly having a gun, possibly shooting people inside the building.
The school went on immediate lockdown, and the suspect, 35-year-old Ryan Collier, fled the building on foot.
Our number one priority was the safety of the kids, and that's what we did. And our team, I'm so proud of our team, they did exactly what we asked them to do.
Inside, the students gathered on the floor in classrooms and the cafeteria.
I was just scared.
As parents waited outside, confused and desperate for answers.
I didn't know what was going on, and then all of a sudden the cop came around and with his guns drawn, and I thought, oh gosh, this is serious.
As the manhunt for the suspect got further away from the school, officials decided to end the lockdown.
We ask that you don't come up to the door, but that we are going to usher them out.
Not even an hour after the lockdown was lifted, officials put the school on lockdown for a second time, since the suspect was still on the loose.
We have protocol that we have to follow, and I think for the most part, we did what we needed to do.
No students or staff were physically hurt, but it was certainly a day that left kids emotionally drained and worried.
Why would a person come here with a gun? Like, we're kids. We can't really defend ourselves or do anything about it.
One thing parents will do is hug their kids a little tighter tonight.
It scared me to death. I just never thought it would happen here.
In a state where some like country and others prefer rock, Wednesday's beat was music to everyone's ears.
Yes, it has been coming out pretty hard.
What were tiny trickles across southern Iowa a couple days ago are now bank-full rivers creeping toward bridge bottoms. Ditches that had been bone dry roared.
Thundering, lightning. I mean, you can hear it now.
Most years, this would be a typical spring downpour.
Sometimes you had to have wipers on as hard as you could have them, and you still couldn't see very well.
But this has been no typical year. Just ask a construction worker.
They said you can't find wet dirt, no matter how deep you dig.
Now suddenly gutters are gushing, the soil is soaked, and the radar's still lit up all the way to Kansas.
Oh, I think it's great, especially in this town where we closed down the lake a few summers ago to get the lake water clean again. And now it's starting to fill back up. I think it's great. My husband and I have a boat, and we can't wait to get back out on the lake.
Everybody kind of depends on the farmers, and they've needed this.
But there's a fine line between enough and too much. 3 inches in one morning is pushing it. Several more in the forecast has them a little antsy.
Maybe the drought's over.
For now, those streams keep rising to a beat that keeps falling.
Here's a look at Saylorville's mile-long bridge around 2:30 this afternoon. It was still open to westbound traffic after a 2-vehicle accident.
Cold, cold, cold.
The leading vehicle in the accident was a female driver with her 2 children. No one was hurt. As the line of vehicles waiting to get through piles up, more problems develop on the mile-long bridge. You can see by the glare off the road of these headlights that the bridge was as slick as can be.
If I could, I would, but I'm sliding all over.
This black pickup truck got stuck and couldn't get turned around. While the operator was spinning its tires trying to build traction, check out this video KCCI photojournalist Courtney Kinser captures.
Thought I was going slow enough, didn't know it was that bad.
A tow truck that came to the scene to remove vehicles from the first accident finds himself in one.
It's nothing but ice. Nothing but slick ice. I was on the brakes, let off, on the brakes, let off. It's just nothing but ice.
That's pretty scary.
Yeah, I was shaking in my boots.
It's not, is she coming home? It's when.
Michael Shepard has spent the past week trying to explain to his 3 other children why their sister isn't home.
We basically tell them when it's time for her to be back, she'll be back.
Each day is painful as he and his wife wait. Shepard says their faith has been tested, but not broken.
Mostly it's the family and the community that's keeping me from falling apart.
A community that has truly wrapped its arms around the Shepherd family, whether it's searching tirelessly or painting the town purple, Kathlyn's favorite color. Each ribbon is a reminder of the kind-hearted 15-year-old who loves animals and the Minnesota Vikings.
Just all around, I couldn't ask for a better, better daughter.
Shepherd says his daughter often went to the library after school, so he wasn't alarmed when she didn't immediately come home last Monday. But after library closing time, Shepherd says he and his wife were worried. And then they got the phone call from authorities that would change their life. Kathlyn was missing, but Desi escaped and was able to give authorities a description of Clunder and his red pickup truck.
She keeps saying she doesn't want to be called a hero. So I won't call her that, but I am. There's no bigger fan than my wife and myself.
As each day goes by, many unanswered questions continue to haunt the Shepherd family.
There's no way we can understand that, but why he got out, that's the part that upsets me. That's the part that I don't understand.
Had Clunder had to serve a mandatory sentence for his previous kidnapping conviction, he would still be in prison for 18 more years.
I want to let everybody know that the more that they show support, the easier it will be for us to change the laws so that nobody else has to go through it.
I'm not even sure devastating is the right word to use.
For a town that's remained so hopeful.
Well, I think even though it had been 3 weeks, the community, we still had a lot of hope. I mean, we still were really hoping for a good outcome.
Saturday's early morning news was a devastating blow. As authorities announced in a press conference, they found what they believe is Kathlyn Shepherd's body. Hearts dropped and tears were shed.
I think we're definitely a community that's mourning at this point because, I mean, and Mike has said this too, but Kathlyn wasn't just his daughter. She was a part of the community. And so as a community, we really feel like she was one of our own.
For nearly 3 weeks, searchers worked tirelessly and a community rallied together in purple. Just hours before the discovery was made, Kathlyn's father told us this.
I don't need to know the details. I know she was taken. I know what he's done in the past. So I don't need to know the details. I just need to have her home.
It's not the way anyone hoped, but Dayton's Angel is home and surely wearing her Vikings jersey in heaven.
A life taken too soon.
It's okay to get excited about the fact that we are doing a celebration in honor of Kathlyn.
Hundreds of people from the community and beyond celebrate the life of Kathlyn Shepherd, a girl who always had a smile on her face.
Remember how she made you laugh. Remember how, she was there when you needed her, or just at a time that things were not going so well.
But now that things are tough and unbearable for the Shepherd family, they turn to her for help as they grieve.
All of you who knew her, picture her in your mind right now. Picture the best memory you have of her and hold it there.
A snapshot of a kind young lady who always had an extra hand.
It's all Kathlyn ever wanted. To be happy and help. There was not a time that I can remember her turning down anybody who asked for help.
A message that Kathlyn's dad, Michael, hopes will live on through her loved ones, just like her spirit will.
I want you to think of Kathlyn and do one kind thing a day, and we can make this world a better place.
Just went to walk home and asked us if we wanted to mow lawn to make money. Told him we had to go ask our parents, and then he said he'd give us a ride, and then he didn't take us home. Told us we could call, and then just went on from there.
It was May 20th. Desi and her friend Kathleen Shepard were trapped inside this red pickup truck driven by registered sex offender Michael Klunder. He was taking them to a hog confinement where he worked.
I don't know, just kept thinking this wasn't right.
Klunder got Kathleen out of his truck, and Desi, just 12 years old, took a chance and made her escape.
I had to run through a lot of woods and then cross the field and run through more. Couldn't really see any buildings.
She made it to the nearest farmhouse, but wasn't certain she was safe.
I actually was kind of afraid because I thought he would be near his house. So I thought it was going to be his relatives or something, so I really didn't know what to do. Had to take a chance to find out.
The gutsy move paid off. A stranger took her in.
I actually thought that when she called me, I thought that I misunderstood her. I thought I was overreacting for no reason. And when I got there, I realized she was serious, and that was about when it hit me, was when I seen her when I first got there.
How often do you think about that?
Every day. It's the only thing on my mind.
Her good friend has been laid to rest. She wears a K around her neck and today stood alone under a towering evergreen in Dayton. It's all covered in purple, the tree, a giant ribbon, flowers, and balloons, Kathleen's favorite color. People here mourn for Kathleen and know that Desi's mere existence is a miracle.
I tell her every day, I'm so glad she's here. Every day I tell her, she's so sick of hearing it, but I don't care. I told her today I was glad she's here.
Pretty cool. You get a lot of people now that you don't even know or don't remember just coming up and hugging you and shaking hand. It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So many people call you a hero, and rightly so.
Yeah, and I really hate it.
You hate that?
Being called a hero, being called brave, I hate it. Can't stand it.
Really?
Don't feel like I am, so really like to just be called by my name.
Why don't you feel like you are?
Because I'm not brave, I ran, that's cowardly, and I don't feel like a hero because I couldn't save her.
We'd still be looking for both of them, I believe. And we wouldn't even know who, what, when, where, why, or how.
Thoughts of that day fill nearly every moment and haunt her at night.
I don't sleep till 3 in the morning. I can't sleep. When I do sleep, it's pretty crappy.
Desi and her family are already seeking counseling, but know that life will never be the same.
It must be so hard to try and return to a normal life and actually let her be out of your sight for a while.
So far, that hasn't happened. Really? She has to be with a boy, because obviously going somewhere with a girl didn't work.
Try to forget that, but can't. It's gonna scar you for life. What can you do about it?
It's one of the most popular and most unique events of the 2013 Drake Relays. Some of the world's best pole vaulters doing their thing inside of a mall.
It's totally about competition.
They got more guts than I do. I'll tell you that.
It's how they can just make it run that speed and just make it over that bar without even touching it. It's incredible.
And for one night,
it's awesome.
Jordan Creek Town Center.
It's a pretty good crowd here.
Transformed into a pole vaulting paradise.
They're amazing. They really are. Look at all of them, and they're just built, and their arms are guns and everything, and they look really awesome. So it's really fun to watch.
Matt Kneifel brought his 2-year-old son.
Miles got his name because I was a track runner in college as well. Maybe he'll be a hurdler, maybe he'll be a pole vaulter. It's great for Des Moines. We get the best of the best here, and that's what it's about.
In West Des Moines, Patrick Bell, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader.
Every February when Cupid flies, plenty gets soured by love.
Wow, look at that!
Spoil sports repulsed by joy, affection, and gifts.
Do you like it? I do.
What is it?
Okay.
But at Grandwood School in Woodward, there's only love, excitement, and thoughtfulness.
I love it.
It was very nice of you.
Yeah, I know it is.
This is a big day. It's a big day.
Because after Ariel got her guy's gift, she hustled to the hairdresser set up in the classroom down the hall, the morning's highlight in this special education school.
They all have come to us because they have significant cognitive and behavioral needs.
Kids from all over Central Iowa with challenges, but they are kids.
So we try to recreate as much of what they would experience in a typical school as we can.
Big tying.
Like tying a tie for the boys and their Scooby-Doos.
God, you gotta be kidding me.
But the school-wide banquet in a heart-filled gym was just the first course in an afternoon of getting dressed up to get down. School dances make some kids cringe. For the 38 students at Grandwood, their first ever sweetheart dance with all the trimmings was a life lesson in just being a teenager, YMCA and all.
And there's some kids here that wouldn't dance, and now all of a sudden they're out dancing with everybody.
From the wallflowers to that tiara-clad couple, it was such a typical teenage dance. Exactly how they planned it.
They'll be talking about it for weeks.
Eric Hansen, KCCI 8 News, Iowa's news leader. It's no coincidence guys running machinery often share a last name.
That's all I've ever wanted to do was farm.
Farming gets in your blood.
Yeah, it's me and my dad and my nephew farms with us, and then my 5 boys.
That's oldest, James.
He's been out here helping ever since he was big enough to walk.
Dad, do you want me to come out there and catch you?
He might be a few months shy of legal on Lucas County roads, but in a field?
All right, you can pick me up right up here.
The 15-year-old can pilot a tractor worth 6 figures with precision.
Right there, no farther forward.
Even after what happened 2 years ago at planning time.
I didn't know where to believe it.
When his mom got the diagnosis.
Well, she started crying when she told me.
James had severe type 1 diabetes.
You could lose a kid right there.
Let's see if my math is right.
Especially counting carbs at every meal and round-the-clock blood sugar checks. Because one wild swing can put him in a coma.
So yeah, there was a lot of worry.
Making her stressed even when she did get a full night's sleep.
And that's a really upsetting morning when I realized I didn't hear any of those alarms. And is he okay in there?
Something had to change.
I'd never heard of it.
So the 7 Evans
It's not like a plug-in electronic device that's going to help you.
became 8.
Just another one to the family.
Lexi. Her name is Lexi.
A diabetic alert dog.
Heel. It's really amazing.
With a nose for trouble before James's body dishes it out.
Even humans can smell a diabetic when they're high. It smells sweet. They think that the low scent is probably acidic or something offensive to them.
When Lexi gets a whiff of his changing blood sugar levels,
There she alerted me.
she swipes at him and watches,
Good paw.
insisting he checks. A 9-month-old
Ooh, good high.
that's almost always right, and a pup that can also crack the whip.
If I'm in trouble and like she paws me and I just think she's playing, she'll eventually like lay on my homework and so I can't do nothing.
A partner so critical,
Lexi, Matt.
she's become James's shadow. In the field, Lexi will reach up from the floor
Good paw, okay.
and insist he test his blood minutes before a monitor would have predicted trouble.
I need to put in my carbs.
But in the field's nothing. Compared to on the field. Because like any grandma watching their number 84,
There goes James.
the warm-blooded lab might look ridiculous in a sweater and ear warmers, but she's supporting him
She pretty well knows which one he is.
from 40 yards away.
Trying to tell me something?
She can pick his scent out of the herd of sweaty high schoolers.
You know, I was pretty skeptical at first. I didn't know. You know, I never heard anything like this. And then, you know, the more I'm around her, the more I see that every day it works.
And anytime she's convinced he's in trouble, she gets more field access than any mascot.
3, 4. Okay, Lexi.
Reminding the guy reading defenses,
Good paw.
he'll be in the doghouse unless he listens to his girl.
It's good to have her there.
Right by his side, setting up her sophomore for success, whatever field he lands in.
I just feel like he has a really loyal companion that has her eye on her nose on him too.
Eric Hansen, KCCI 8 News,
Let's go cover you back up.
Iowa's news leader.